Hello, everybody. Some old guy with MS here again. I thought I would make a video and go over all the very, very, very basics of investing in the stock market from a Canadian perspective. So I've mentioned before TFSA accounts and RRSP accounts, but you actually can get a trading account, just a plain straight trading account. You typically can get a Canadian dollar trading account, a US dollar trading account. And you actually can buy, stocks for US or Canada or even United Kingdom, so on and so forth in either account. It's just that if you're Canadian and you have an US trading account, it doesn't convert your money back and forth all the time. Most trading accounts are affiliated with banks, but not all of them. And there are some online trading, I don't know what you would call them, brokerages that aren't affiliated with banks. For example, Quest Trade, it's a very well-known brokerage. A lot of the online ones, I would be careful with. I would only go with very well-known ones like Quest Trade. Some of these YouTubers are also affiliated with online trading brokerages and actually have, special deals if you sign up through them. However, and actually setting up a Quest Trade account is quite easy. However, almost everyone's got a bank account, so it's quite easy to set up a trading account through your bank. Yeah. Now, the reason actually, bank-related trading accounts or bank-related brokerages, they usually charge around $10 per trade. So $10 to buy a group of stock, $10 to sell it. Quest Trade, on the other hand, I think is $5. So, half. It is a significant amount. And if you do lots and lots of trading, Quest Trade is probably the way to go. However, when you're buying stocks, when you buy and sell stocks, and if you buy and sell them a lot, that is called churning. And basically, you're churning You're churning up all the stocks. Can you make money doing that? Well, some day traders, where they buy and sell every day, do make money. However, I think for the most part, day trading is very, very risky, and I wouldn't do it. Oh, yes, I guess at some point I should say this. I'm not an advisor. I'm just telling you what I would do. If you follow what I do and you make money, great. If you lose money, sorry, but whatever you do, that is on you, not on me. I'm simply telling you what I would do. There, now that's out of the way. Let's see. Yeah, so it's probably easiest to set up a trading account through a bank. But the other reason I would do it through a bank is for the average small time Canadian investor like me, the best way to do your trading is through a self-directed tax-free savings account. And there are several reasons I say that. Number one, if you actually do make money, well, and that means buying a stock, having it go up, and selling it. If it's in a tax-free savings account, you don't have to report that. You don't have to figure out what you got to pay in taxes. Also, if you buy a stock and there's a dividend, well, you don't have to file that. Well, first off, you won't get, a T5 or whatever it's called. You won't have to report the dividend on your income tax. So as far as taxes and just general paperwork, a TFSA is the way to go. An RRSP would work also. You don't have to report anything basically until you take the money out, and then you're going to have to pay tax on it. Now it's interesting. Which is better, paying taxes after you take the money out or paying taxes on the money you put in? Well, I did a Excel spreadsheet comparing them both, assuming you make the same amount of money in both. And you know what? They come out the same. So because they're the same, I would prefer a TFSA because it's not tied. What you can contribute is not tied to what you earn. It's $5,500 a year right now for everyone. And anyway, for me, it's a bit of a struggle saving $5,500 every year and putting it in my TFSA. I mean, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's money you don't expect to have to put away. And if you're married and you and your wife both open a TFSA, well, between you now, that's $11,000 a year you can contribute. That's a significant amount of money. So, oh yeah, the other thing is, if you open a TFSA or an RRSP, don't just open one. Make sure you open a self-directed TFSA or RRSP. That means you can buy and sell stock, bonds, mutual funds, and so on and so forth. If you just open a TFSA, if you go to your bank and say, I want to open a TFSA, they were most likely open a savings account for you, which is a waste of time. So you must make sure you open a self-directed TFSA. Now, once you have that open, well, once you have any kind of trading account open, you will probably be able to log directly into that, or it will be tied to your bank account somehow. I have a TD trading account. I have a TD Canadian dollar trading account, a TD US dollar trading account, a TD RRSP. And to get into them, I sign into my bank account, scroll down, and then there's a link to them. I go through that link and I come up with a web page that shows what I have in my various. There's a main total page which shows the totals in each account, how much money, how much invested, so on and so forth. I can then go into each account and it shows what investments I have, how many stock, what I bought it at, what the current value is, and will also show a percentage up or down. Now, when it comes to buying stock, I still think this is true. It used to be, and like I said, I think it's still true, 100 shares was called a lot. And they preferred you to buy stocks in even lot numbers. So you'd buy 100 shares, 200 shares, and so on and so forth. If you bought less than 100 shares, or an odd number of shares, so like if you bought 75 or 175, well, 75 is called an odd lot. And most brokerages would charge a little bit extra to buy an odd lot. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. Now, how many shares should you buy? Well, that depends on the company. So, for example, Amazon right now is trading around $3,000 per share. So 3 shares is going to be $9,000. Oh yeah, and it's a U.S. company. So three shares in Canadian dollars will probably be, well, it'll be over $10,000. So how many shares should you buy? Well, whatever you can afford, right? There are other companies like, I don't know, let's just randomly pick one. Say Air Canada. Air Canada right now is trading around $20. So, should you buy 1 share of Air Canada? Well, it's kind of pointless. If Air Canada, let's say it goes up, let's say it goes up $5. So from $20 to $25. Well, if you bought 1 share, yeah, you made $5. Whoopee doo. It's not worth it. Your cost of buying that share will be $9, and your cost of selling it will be $9. So it costs you $20 to buy and sell a $20 share that went to $5. Not a very smart thing to do. Should you buy 100 shares? Well, that's probably more like it. But the way I do it, the way I invest, is I figure out how much money I want to put into that company. So, say you want to put $1,000 in. Well, then you do $1,000 divided by 20, gives you a rough idea of how many shares it's worth. And then you could adjust it up or down to come to an even lot. If you want, you don't have to. Now, there are also what they call penny stocks in Canada. Those are usually mining companies or oil and gas exploration. And because oil and gas is kind of dead right now, they're probably all mining stocks. And some pharmaceuticals, where they're testing a particular vaccine or drug. It could be like that too. I gotta go. Hang on a sec. Start listening. Start listening. Start listening. Mouse grid. 8, 8, 1. 7, 3, click, mouse grid, 5, 9, 6, 3, click,